2020. What a year.
How lucky are we to be alive right now?
A global pandemic and recession, quarantine and social distancing.
Working from home.
And if you're really lucky, working from home with kids.
And just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, violent protests against systemic racism.
It's heart-wrenching. How are we still so divided? And the upcoming election is just making things worse.
2020 marks a major turning point. The events of this year will be some of the most significant, if not the most historically significant events of our lifetime. Right now, we have the opportunity to challenge the status quo and to make significant changes. But to do this, we have to come together as a society and recognize the problems that we're facing and create real solutions that make life better for future generations. The global pandemic has impacted many aspects of our lives, but none as much as work. There has never been a more relevant time to take action and build an intentional path forward, which is why we're starting a movement to challenge and transform traditional thinking of work and life.
COVID-19 has blurred the lines of work and life, unveiling the illusion of work-life balance, and has forced us all to rethink and reimagine a new work-life integration. Even before COVID, a study by Harvard found that employees wanted flexible work arrangements outside the traditional 8 to 5 to fit their demanding lives. They found that 96% of employees wanted some form of flexibility, yet only 42% had access. In order to remain competitive and relevant, companies are now being forced to think beyond traditional ways of working and find creative ways to recruit and retain top talent, to engage untapped talent pools, to train and upskill employees, and quickly adapt to collaborative ways of working. The 8 to 5 work model is way outdated and hasn't evolved with our technological advances. It doesn't make sense for our modern society. Like so many, we personally felt the need for a different work model. Before starting a company together, Jess and I had different experiences, but faced the same challenges. How do we make work and life work? After dedicating many years to obtaining a Ph.D. and advancing my career, I was finally ready to start a family. But I had no idea how difficult it would be to have a baby, let alone twins, and have a full-time job. My girls were born early and started their lives in the NICU, and doctors recommended that they not go to childcare outside the home for 2 years. I'm so grateful I was able to stay home with them and love my new role as a mom, but also felt a huge loss of personal and professional identity. When I was ready to go back to work, there just weren't any options that utilized my expertise and allowed the time I wanted with my family. I felt stuck.
Before I was even married, I was obsessed with finding a way to have it all. You know, having an inspirational marriage, happy children, a fulfilling career. But by the time I had my third child, the balancing act was overwhelming. I felt stressed and burnt out. I understood why we weren't seeing more women in leadership. They were going through the same thing I was going through. Something had to give. My career, which fed my passions, or my family and kids, which gave me all of my joy. It felt impossible. Maybe it's the eternal optimist in me, but impossible was not an acceptable answer. It was about that time that Jina and I got together, and we really began to wonder, how did we get here?
How did we get here? And where did the 8 to 5 work model even come from? Our society's obsession to constantly improve our quality of life has led to 4 industrial revolutions. They have marked major transformative times in the history of our humanity. Advances like the steam engine, electricity, and mass production have influenced almost every aspect of our lives, including how and when we work. The work model we use today was actually popularized by Henry Ford over 100 years ago. So while we're able to build smart cars like Teslas, we're working like we're building Model Ts. We're living in the beginning of the fourth industrial revolution, which builds on the advances of computers and the internet, and everything else that we've developed over the last 250 years. Although these advances have made our lives easier in many ways, they've also disconnected us and left many with feelings of isolation and depression. As technology replaces work that has been done by humans for centuries, we must recognize and take advantage of what technology cannot replace. Even the most advanced artificial intelligence cannot replicate our creativity, our experiences, our values, and our judgment. These are the keys that can unlock the most powerful resource that's right in front of us, or actually within us, our own human potential. To do this, we must revisit and relearn the qualities that human beings thrive on: connecting, communicating, trusting, cooperating. And one of the most basic behaviors we're constantly taught as children: sharing. In fact, behaviors like sharing are what distinguish us from other primates and has enabled us to develop as a species. When we share, we're happier, we're more fulfilled, we're more connected, and we're more productive. Everything falls into place. We often think of sharing as giving something up, but actually, by sharing, we end up with more.
As co-founders, without even realizing it, we started a job share. A job share is when two people come together to share the role, responsibilities, hours, and compensation of one full-time position. When we were researching flexible work options, we had kind of an aha moment. If you shared your job, you could continue your career path and get time back in your life. It made the impossible possible. You could have a career and a family. We quickly realized this wasn't just a solution for women or parents. It was a model that could support anyone in the multi-generational workforce who had a passion for their career but needed more time in their lives. Like your parents, who would like a slower transition into retirement, or your friend whose husband's in the military and is having trouble maintaining her career because they're always moving, or your brother who after 20 years in his career is ready to make a change, or your sister who's been home with her kids and is ready to re-enter the workforce, or your coworker who's trying to find care for their children and aging parents. Or maybe it's you who's looking to get a little bit of extra time back in your life to finally pursue your passion and go back to school or start a business. Really, anyone who needs a slightly different model for work and life. Everyone can benefit from a job share at some point in time in their career. So how does this actually work? Think of it this way. There's a race with two runners around a track. And at the starting line, as you see them going around the track, they're pretty much running at the same pace. At the halfway point, you notice the first runner has someone else waiting for them and passes the baton. The person grabs the baton and with a burst of energy takes the lead further and further and is able to finish the race at full speed. The second runner, after slowing down, finishes the race exhausted and gasping for air. Effective job share pairs can be nearly 30% more productive than one person in a typical full-time role. At a time when businesses are being forced to provide employees more flexible work options, job sharing provides continual coverage through the week while maximizing productivity. Because job share partners share their weekly hours, they're able to go further, faster. On top of that, businesses benefit from job share partners as they are more engaged, they stay at companies longer, and bring a diversity of thought, experience, and skills that, when looked together, create a unicorn employee.
Makes sense, right? And sounds simple enough. But there is one crucial thing to making it work: the match. A well-matched job share pair is the #1 factor of success. But it's also the hardest part to get right, which is why we built a company around standardizing the job share matching and onboarding process that leverages both technology and human input. We knew that if we got this right, job sharing could be widely adopted and have an impact on long-standing social issues, like closing the gender pay gap and increasing diversity in leadership and the overall workforce. Job share pairs learn how to work together towards a shared goal with the same values. They benefit from each other's experiences and perspectives. We know this to be true, not only from the countless job share pairs that we've interviewed and placed, but by what we've experienced together. As a job share pair starting a business, Jess and I have been able to move further and faster than we ever could alone. Plus, we get the additional time back that we needed with our families. And there's a huge added bonus of a trusted friend and advocate who truly has your back through it all. Job sharing has changed our life and has truly improved the quality of our lives and our overall happiness.
We are lucky to be alive right now, but we must take action. Our mission is to standardize job sharing. Our vision is that through job sharing, we will empower individuals to lead happier and more fulfilling lives that will positively impact the family unit, their communities, and society as a whole. But we can't do it alone. We invite you to join us and join this movement and share your passion for work and life. By transforming the way we work and live, we can finally realize our unlimited human potential that is truly better together.